Hey guys, welcome back to Sip and Scream, the spookiest cocktail hour on YouTube, brought to you by Burton and Burton.
Not Tim. That's right, where we dive into the deepest corners of horror while sipping on some drinks. Tonight we're reviewing the movie Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler, and the drink inspired by the movie is called
The Smoke
and Stack.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if y'all can tell, they have the little hat. This is a blueberry for the blue smoke hat.
And mine was a cherry. It is now swimming in there. But he's a stack. You can catch the recipe at the end of the video, so stick around. Okay, Patty, so set us up.
Okay, so check it out. Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, directed by Ryan Coogler, is a horror gothic film set in the Jim Crow South. We see two twin brothers, both played by Michael B. Jordan, opening up a juke joint. This film is really cool because it is set within a 24-hour period where basically these brothers open up a really cool juke joint. Everything's going great, the dancing is dirty, and then some supernatural stuff unfolds. So yeah, highly recommend. If you haven't seen it, check it out because we're about to dive in. That first act, man, wow, character development. I really appreciated it. I wasn't sure how deep they were going to go with something like this because there's always got to be some backstory when you are dealing with also vampire horror, because it's like, I don't know, time and age and all that stuff really comes into play. So I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. But building that relationship between the twins, between cousin Sammy, introducing the love interest, I actually liked it, and I feel like it was a big part of the movie. The first act was like an hour long.
Yeah. Truly.
But it went by quickly because I was actually engaged in like, okay, who are these guys? Are they in the mafia? Are they running that bootlegging business? Like, you really care about these people. They have a past. Giving a little character detail, which was also nice to see Michael B. Jordan, because he's always like, action and bop bop bop. But it was cool to see him slow down a little bit, still be a badass. He gonna be a badass, but to have a little bit of character and some heartfelt moments was nice. That was nice for me.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, just the backstories, right? And just the character dynamics. Like, what's the story between these people? And like, even Sammy, his relationship with his dad seems strained, and he's trying to like figure his own stuff out and really like use the twins as like guidance, because he's like, you guys have been doing all this cool stuff and people look up to you, people fear you,
you got money,
and they're just some tough characters.
So with that, what do you feel like started driving the story forward and grabbing your attention in the middle?
Oh yeah, definitely when the Irish vampire comes upon the couple, and he's, the sun's coming up. No, the sun's going down.
Yeah, the sun's going down.
Right, because the Native Americans are chasing after him.
Yeah.
And trying to get him. And they're like spooked because the sun is disappearing, and they're like, we are not going to be out here chasing him after dark. And they even warn the lady too, like, okay, like, if he's in there, you should tell us. Which I wonder what they were gonna do, right? Like, if she were to have been like, yes, he's in there, help me. What were the Native Americans gonna do? That's like, oh,
that could be a whole other thing.
Exactly, I'd love to know. Maybe another little like prequel to this one to find out more story. But anyways, yeah. And then I thought it was interesting too, like, that the woman is the one that was like, on the defense,
right? Because I'm like, where your husband,
while
girl?
The husband is getting eaten and turned in the back of the house,
right?
Usually, I feel like normally you would expect the man to be the like confrontation person,
right?
In the protecting the house, whatever, and like
Right.
send the woman to tend to the sick, the ill that just
Right.
showed up on our doorstep.
Right.
And instead, the woman like
Yeah.
is the one holding the gun aimed at the Native Americans, and then comes to find that her husband got bit. And the Irishman's just like, welcome to my clan.
Right.
Which is interesting too, that like
quick.
Yeah. Like his character is just so, it fascinates me in so many ways, but just like, where did you come from? And like how you're by yourself wandering,
right?
You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
what you were,
where?
Like,
you drop into the scene steaming,
hiding somewhere, and the Native Americans found you and chased you like while you were in the sunlight.
Right.
Like, how are you in the sunlight?
Right.
Anyway, that's really what like pulled me in, and when stuff started like going. Not to say that I wasn't good up until that point, but that's when it really like kicked it into another gear for me. What about you?
Oh yeah, I agree. The second he stumbled upon that frame, or like into frame, and he's steaming and he's running to the to that house in the middle of nowhere, I loved how they kind of just cut to that, right? Because there was no foreshadowing of this guy in the previous first half of the movie. And so I kind of like that, because sometimes you see the villain approaching, but with this it was just like, and boom, B storyline, you're hit with it. Who is this guy? Is he somebody that needs to be saved? Why is he smoking? Like, why is he steaming? And then very quickly it's just like they didn't waste any time. She goes back there, and I love it because they refer to the Choctaw indigenous people. They was and which is so cool, because like the Choctaw and the Irish actually have like a good history together, which is just a deeper thing that Ryan Coogler's doing. But for him to lose that accent, right, and just be like, I'm just a Southern man, help me, you know, and then to very like just turn him like point blank period, let's go, we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And it really just from that point just rolled.
Right. And
it just rolled.
To your point too, it was interesting how the camera really made a point to make known that this couple was part of the clan.
Yes.
Like, and him, the vampire, which, what is his name?
Yeah, what is his name?
Remick. Jack O'Connell. It keeps that in mind, I guess, because like, they do touch on like how he's Irish, and he's also like dealt with different, you know, adversities being an Irishman in America, and like tries to relate to them of being like, I understand your struggle, I understand, right, I can help you, right. So I thought that was interesting as well.
I think another thing that drove it forward for me was when we got to the juke joint, because it was cool meeting all these characters and really building that story. And when we got to that juke joint, it just, man, I wish I could have been there. That was a beautiful way to have the music be the thing that calls the villain, and, you know, kind of goes back to what his dad was saying of like, there's something in the music that calls things to you.
Sammy's dad,
who's the preacher. Yes. And then really have it be like, oh, that's real. And then we, you know, the vampire, what was his name again? Rennick is completely activated, and it's like, this is how I connect. I need to be there. But I love that they could have gone basic with that moment and just had him play a really cool song, but the way they showed visually the connection to the past, the present, the future, the ancestors, and all of the cultures being brought together spiritually through that music, I was like, what the hell?
The visuals in that scene were incredible. I mean, I guess at first glance, like somebody could have been like, what is this? What's going on? Like, what's happening? But then like looking at it from a broader lens of seeing like music through the years, and seeing like how it's all interconnected, and how one genre of music is reflective of this, that, and the other, showing like a timeline almost. But like, all over the place.
Yeah.
And like with different cultures too, and different time periods.
Yeah, styles and everything. Like,
only for it to end like with just like flames,
right?
And the building is not in frame, and it's just like
right, because it
Sammy
burns down the
playing,
walls that we have.
and
Yeah.
and it's like the focal point from Rennick's as he's coming up
How
upon,
you sing it.
and he's been summoned by this music, and seeing the influence that it can have on generations of
right
people.
That was so beautiful. It almost brought me to tears too, because it's like, I don't make music, you do, and it's like I experience it, right? And that's how it makes me feel. It just pulls me in and makes me feel like I can let my walls down, and really bridges the gap between differences, and be like, man, there's just so much we all have in common through music, but also through dancing and eating together, being together, communing together. Would solve so many problems. And I just thought that was really cool, no matter what racial background, religious background, showing it all. I thought that was so much symbolism.
And I think that to your point too, like that was kind of the symbolism of the juke joint itself, right? Bringing together people to have a good time, let loose. And like everything was amazing up until it wasn't, in the juke joint. And like even the little scenes of them like kind of arguing over compensation, right? Because there's some people that don't have like actual coins, that you know, they have plantation money, and they were like, let's just let them have it for tonight, you know, like let's accept this type of payment so everybody is like equal and can have a good time. And I thought that was cool just to hit on. Very subtle, but
and I like that my girlies was getting theirs. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This was a movie for the girls, okay, and the boys.
She said, I walked here. He said, I just want to taste it.
I said, all right. I mean, who's to argue with that?
Get it, Sammy. Get it,
Sammy. Yes. So I think they took us on that emotional journey with them so well, because it was one of those moments where I forgot I was watching a horror movie, and I'm in the juke joint. I'm like, yes, this is a spiritual moment, and I'm like, oh right, there's a villain coming. So then we feel that crash with them, and we're just, from that point on, it's just like, you're in it. We fighting vampires together.
It's about, I mean, and just, you know, the juke joint, the symbolism of like the community and letting loose and coming together and getting another like dynamic perspective of the characters' relationships. Like you see, you know, how the twins are interacting with their ladies, and like getting some more backstory on those things, and Sammy, and all the characters like are just so rich and, what's the word I want?
Well flushed out.
Like they very, I don't want to keep using the word dynamic,
but they are. You know, I love seeing our girl do her hoodoo as well.
That was cool.
And their connection, you know, and I knew they were about to introduce us to hoodoo, to go a little bit back when they showed him at his son or his child's grave.
Daughter.
And she had his daughter's grave, and she had the salt as well as the other, you know, memorabilia. And I feel like learning a little bit about hoodoo salt at a grave or at a shrine to honor someone is like a big deal. And so I was like, ooh, what are they about to get into? And then for that to contribute to the juke joint, for her to be making the drinks and just creating the vibes too. I like that they showed the lightheartedness and the community aspect of doing hoodoo and practitioners like that it's not all crazy. Like, she was a regular beautiful black woman just doing her herbs, you know. I love that, cooking the food and curating the vibes. Like, so did you have a jump scare moment?
There was definitely a handful for sure, but one that sticks out in particular. So Rennick and his band, the clan couple, after they've already approached the juke joint and try their hardest to get in, and they're turned away, try to get invited in, I should say, and get denied. Haley Steinfeld's character Mary, she's like, listen, I'll go investigate further because I'm white, they're white, I'll get more intel.
Yep.
I don't know if I were Smoke, no, Stack. If I were Stack, I don't know if I would have let her go out there by herself. I would have kept a close eye, but he let her go out there.
Right.
You know, he
did.
He trained her.
She was like,
she
all
even
right.
said, she's like, at one point, she's like, you taught me to fight. You know I could beat up every bitch in here.
Right. She was talking about how tough she was. So go ahead, girl.
Haley.
No. I have a crush on Haley. Okay. That's my girl.
She killed that part.
She did. Because I was like, okay, bitch.
Okay, Mary. Okay, Haley. So anyway. So Mary, she goes out to investigate, figure out what their deal is, and, you know, eventually they give her the heebie-jeebies, and she starts walking back towards the juke joint. I think she's going to be okay until you see Rennick fly up.
Girl, yes.
Out of frame.
Yes.
You just go.
I think.
And
I honestly yelled. I was like, oh!
Yeah, you did. And, you know, I still had like hope. I still had some hope, like, ugh, you know, maybe he didn't get it. Right. Not naive me.
Hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best. But that was a jump scare for me when he went. And yes. I was scared for Mary, and I thought, maybe she's fine, you know, like, Cornbread, like, invited her in, she couldn't have come in otherwise, right?
Right. She did it smooth, too.
I don't remember how she did it exactly.
She was something like, come on, Cornbread, you ain't gonna let me in, or something like just super, super casual.
Then to be, like, hooking up with Stack, only to... And that's when, like, really, like, all hell breaks loose. Yeah. So that was definitely that initial, like,
that was a good one. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was
because I think his eyes, like, did the vampire thing, which is interesting too. Like, on all the vampire movies and, like, the differences, like how you can tell a vampire, whether it be sparkly skin in Twilight or
the ways.
I think, like, in 30 Days a Night, they have, like, just, like, black, like, it's like solid black, maybe something like that. So, like, this with, like, the flickers of red.
Yeah, I like that.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I love giving me like night vision vibes. You know.
Yeah, I really liked that. So, seeing his eyes do that. And then
that got me, child. And the way they match cut it, because I think he went, and then I think the next shot, and we'll see what it looks like in the movie, but the next shot, it's like someone's coming down, but it's like I think someone's doing the dance move, and it's like they take you, and then they don't show her get got.
Right, and exactly.
Like, ooh, and then we were all like, my breath was gone, but I'm like, oh, I still didn't know for sure what happened.
Yeah, so, you don't see it till later that she's bit on her shoulder as she's like.
So after she got stacked,
dang, she was riding him. Surfboard.
Grinding on that wood, grinding on. Anyways, honey.
Yeah. But sorry, haven't you not said yours yet?
Oh, I haven't said mine yet. So for me, I'd say when Stack, who we think is dead, right? Because they've told everybody to leave the juke joint.
Everybody goes home.
Everybody goes home. Grace's husband's getting the car. And I'm like, okay, at least it's contained. So I'm thinking it's gonna calm. And then all of a sudden we hear this knock at the door, while Annie is kind of seeing what she's got in her hoodoo box to fight the people on the outside. All of a sudden this enemy's on the inside, and it's so crazy to see Smoke and Stack at that door like that. And he's like, just let me out this room. And I'm like, do not let this man out this room. And then he starts hitting the door, and you can see it shaking. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I didn't expect that man to bulldoze through the door, but he has vampire strength. Sammy's on the ground under the door, almost, thank God, doesn't get bitten, or kind of like a shield. But I was horrified at that point, because I'm like, well, he's already inside the house. Yes, Michael B. Jordan, you do that.
Do what?
Be strong.
Yes, and so the garlic water. What was really cool is how they really played into the already established rules of vampires, right?
Yes.
That you have to be invited in.
Yes.
That, they can't be around garlic, or I think even they had the silver element too, but also definitely the wooden stake in the heart. But especially the garlic, like having to like go around and take turns eating garlic cloves to make sure they weren't vampires. And it was funny how Delta Slim really struggled, and they almost thought he was one. Like, bro, get it together. And then Pearline too, just like, girl,
just with an attitude,
you
like,
wanna
girl,
live or not? Do it. Like,
eat the garlic.
You're trying to die or eat garlic? Which one? So it was cool how they really stayed true to those kind of ingrained vampire rules that we already have set up cinematically. And then also just the kind of control that Remick has. Because even when Cornbread was out peeing, and like you're hearing the whispers in the woods, and like, Cornbread.
I was like, I didn't know he knew that man's name.
Right, and so because I think at that point, Remick had already gotten married. And once he gets somebody, he knows their memories.
The whole,
I mean, he can speak Chinese because he got Grace's husband, and like they all like are connected. That's one reason he like had his 3-man band.
Which I love
as well.
That. Because like how they know to just be
right. Like that's a good point. Like, he's like a puppet master.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Everybody that he turns.
Yeah. I have a question for you, because I feel like, you're more versed in the horror films, and I'm new to the game. For vampire things, I didn't know that was a rule, like that you can kind of know all, because like the latest thing I'm watching is True Blood, so I feel like they know the thoughts, or at least can feel the feelings of the people they've turned, or the people that have turned them. But I've never seen kind of this like hive mind kind of.
So like, I don't know if hive mind necessarily is true across the board.
Okay.
But definitely, like, I don't know, because I'm thinking more in the world of Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
Have different traits as vampires. Like one can do this, another one can do that, like mind control.
Right, their special gifts or whatever.
Right, yeah. So like, I don't know.
But I kind of like that, right? That it can be whatever it is, whatever's true in the world that you create is true in the world that you create. It doesn't have to be so hardcore, but then there are those across the boards, like you're gonna see the garlic, you're gonna see the steak, you're gonna see the silver, you're gonna see the sunlight affect something, even if there is some sort of variation or something where you can do sunlight, but the main things are going to be the thing. But I thought that was cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a little bit like of like even The Last of Us, like that's more like of a vampire, but that's like hive mind because of the cordyceps, the
all
mushrooms.
Connected.
It kind of reminded me of that in a way.
I like. That's so
and like,
cool.
To your point too, like Ryan Coogler just building a universe. Like, he did a really fantastic job.
Yeah.
I think I saw that, you know, this is his first like original, you know.
Yeah, because he wrote
like, Black Panther's comic book, like Creed's based off Rocky.
Right, everything's based off of somebody else's idea.
To do an original screenplay and create this world, like, props to you. And like, we need more of it. This is like our bread and butter.
This is what we're about here.
This is what we're about.
This is what we aspire
not the
to.
term I wanted.
No, hey, it will be. We're manifesting.
It'll be our bread and butter.
It'll be our bread and butter.
One day.
Know? And it was inspiring to see this, even up to this point. Like, I was just like, yes, the hoodoo, the multiculturalism, showing the indigenous people, also showing a community of people in a horror film in a Jim Crow era that was all people of color.
Yeah.
Too. Like, thriving. I thought that was awesome. I'm like, this is the kind of stuff I want to make, where it's not the focal point, but you also use the genre to bring people in and bridge those gaps and just find those commonalities.
Yeah, and so just going off of that and speaking again to like the multiculturalism that was kind of infused in the film, and you know, we talked about the choreography of that scene of going through the different genres of music and the time periods.
Right.
The one little like Irish jig that he was doing outside the juke joint.
Yes.
And had everybody that he bit involved, because mind you, again, all the townspeople got kicked out once Stack got killed.
Yeah.
And they're all in their cars on the way home.
Thought they
all got
gone.
Turned.
Nope.
They all got turned and now part of Rennick's army.
Yeah.
So they're all out dancing with him, and he's singing this Irish folk song, which was very cool.
I loved it.
It was very cool.
Yes. I said, look, might have been out there with him.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then that leads me to just randomly thinking about the one guy that they had dragged outside thinking that he got bit. Because, like, while the Irish jig's going on outside, I'm pretty sure, I think.
Yeah.
While that's happening, they're inside trying to figure out how to stay alive. We're going to just hunker down and wait till morning. Everybody, like, took the garlic. We're all good. Oh, there's this guy who's passed out on the floor with blood around him. Let's drag his ass outside.
Right.
Only to then realize that it wasn't blood, and that guy is not yet a vampire, and he wakes up outside and tries to get back in.
Right.
They're just too late. They open the door to try to grab him, and he gets got by cornbread, I think.
He gets got by cornbread, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because when the guy wakes up, he seems all right.
Yeah.
And then guess who's there?
He's like, there's some weird shit going on out here.
Right. He's like, there's people's outside and they're doing weird stuff. But then when he wakes up, he's like, it's all good. And lo and behold, who's there is what's her name's husband,
Grace's,
who was getting the car.
Grace's husband. He's like, come on, babe, let's go. The car's running. Let's go.
That's tough. Because you know where else we saw that? What's the Dakota Fanning movie we watched? Where they're outside the bunker.
The Watchers.
We saw that in The Watchers. How hard it is when someone you love is out on the other side of that door. Like, it's me.
Right.
It's me. It's like,
come on, babe.
It's not your man's no more. But that's when they were pleading the case of like, look, is it that great to survive this as is, or could you live eternally and have these powers and make your situation better?
Right.
And I admired their wherewithal, because I was low-key like, look, okay, Haley Steinfeld already changed. Stack already changed. Maybe I just join them and live in bliss for eternity. But these people were like, what is right? You know?
Right. And what's interesting too is that, you know, at first he was saying he would let them all live if they would just give up Sammy. And they're like, well, we're not giving up Sammy, so I don't know what to tell you.
Because that's what he really wanted. That's
he just
right.
really wanted Sammy.
Yeah.
But then for Grace, once Remick threatens her daughter and
Yeah.
is like, okay, well, we're gonna go pay your daughter a visit. That's when things got really real for her, because she was like, listen, I care about y'all, like I love y'all, but I'm gonna do anything to protect my daughter, to protect my own. So
Leads me to when she decided to just say enough is enough, because I thought they were just gonna wait it out to the sun, but then that would have made it, because then we would have had to get into the next night and the next night, and that's a TV show. That's not a movie.
It could have been a series.
It could have been a series, man.
It could be.
Okay.
And that's where it really kicks off, or not kicks off, but like escalates.
Yeah.
Because this battle, once they bust through, and they're like head to head,
it's on till literally the break of dawn.
And it's on to the break of dawn. On to the break of dawn.
It's on to the break of dawn.
On to the break of dawn. But what's the actual song? That's like,
oh, you know, that's funny.
Seems like Lenny Kravitz.
What?
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar baby.
What is this on to the break of dawn? What's the actual melody of that?
I'm googling it. Excuse
it's on
me.
to the break of dawn.
Baby got back.
Wait, yeah, when does he say it? It's coming up. Baby got back. Is that a butt in the middle of the turntable?
Of course.
Look, these are natural booties.
And
double up,
Thick and juicy. So find that juicy
Juicy
double. Break of dawn.
Going on.
And I'm strong.
And I'm trying to get my friction on. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Even white boys got to shout.
Baby got back. Baby got back. This is exactly what I was thinking.
Till the break of dawn. Baby got it going on. All right, that's enough.
How did you like the movie starting to wrap up?
Yeah. So I thought it did a really good job. Like the slow pace of the film at the beginning, and like it just got faster and faster and faster. But like
yes,
the groundwork was laid, right? You know, Delta Slim said, "You got to get through me to get to Sammy." He sacrificed himself.
Yeah,
which was, and he was like great comic relief throughout too. So it was really
right.
And he's such a great actor. It was sad to see him go.
Yeah.
Sammy is just, he loses Pearline, super sad.
Yeah.
And she's like, promise me you'll make it, and immediately is cornered by Remick in the water with the army hive mind behind him. I didn't know if he was gonna make it.
I didn't either. And
for him to like smash the guitar over him and it affects all
which was interesting because I guess their minds are connected.
Yeah, and just really thought that like he was gonna get got, only for Smoke to show up and save him.
Yeah, that
was a really cool moment. Loved that Sammy was able to get away.
Yeah,
because then like you're full circle back with him in the church in front of his father with the guitar.
Right, and then we see how we got there.
Yeah,
and I did like that. Was it Smoke that saved him? Yeah, because I was wondering how he had gotten to him so fast.
Right.
So I was like, wasn't he just fighting Stack in the house?
Yeah.
And so I like that it kind of it left that a little ambiguous to just be like, thank God Smoke was there. You know, and I mean, I guess moving a little bit forward to the ending that I think stood out to me was this juxtaposition of something that made me even a little uncomfortable at first. And then once I took a step back and thought about it, I was like, it's the same concept, right? Because all night we see them fighting the monster, right? That's the vampire. And anyone can get it. Next day, okay, Sammy goes back to the church. We see that full circle moment with the guitar, and then we see Smoke get that box out and get them guns ready because he's fighting the other villain of the movie, which is the Klan. And he did it so well. I was so here for it. And I didn't think that it was going to end up, I didn't think they were going to show him shooting all them white people.
He took them all
He
out.
took them all out. And there was a part of me that was a little bit like, oh no, is this like too taboo for film? You know, what are people going to say? But at the end of the day, it's like, we were totally okay with him killing a monster that was a vampire.
Yeah.
So why not kill these monsters that are trying to kill him in the exact same, like, they're trying to take his life as the exact same premise. These people are monsters.
That dude set them up.
Totally set them up. And it was one of those things where, top of the movie, when they said, "Did y'all wash the floors? What was in here?" And he just said, he didn't answer. And then when Remick was like, "No, we know what they were doing. This is a setup." I was like, wow, yeah, that's a monstrous, horrific thing to do, and they should be treated like the monsters.
What I liked about it is that it did give that kind of Django Unchained, Lovecraft Country, black horror. I mean, sometimes it can be a little much, I think, for us to rely on those storylines to create horror for the genre.
Yeah, because it's a little bit taxing emotionally, but
it's
important.
When it is important, and when it's done well, it's really great. But I would put it in the same caliber, like as Django and Lovecraft Country,
absolutely,
of like being done very well.
Yeah, I liked that they kind of wrapped it up, because I thought seeing Sammy choose the guitar and drive off in that car when after his preacher father was like, "Drop it, let it go, son." But I could tell that after all he had been through, was like, I can't let go of the one thing that I know saves me, especially now. And so I thought it would have been a decent ending, just writing off like that, like, "You go, Sammy." But to really show him being older, those scars were on his face, and he's playing his music still, and it kept him. I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely could have left it at the church, or with Sammy driving off on the dirt road away from the church.
Yeah.
To live his life as a blues musician, but to then fast forward it years, I think it said 92, 93, and then shout out to Buddy Guy, the musician that plays the older Miles in that scene. But yeah, having Mary and Stack walk through the doors, almost like he was expecting them.
When he heard, "You can come in," or
right, like they had to be invited in.
Yeah.
And he kind of like had an inkling that it was them, and then Stack to be like, "Yeah, my brother couldn't kill me, and he made me promise to leave you alone. It smells like you're probably on your way out.
Right.
Like, you're an old man now, like, you want to stick around." And Sammy's like, "Nah, I've seen enough of this place. I'm good.
Right.
But thank you."
Right. And I don't want to stick around now.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't find y'all to turn me, in my prime, in my 30s or something, like, look.
Yeah. But yeah, he lived the life he wanted to live. And then, like, even just the point that they all made before of Sammy being like, that was the best night of my life until it wasn't, until it got bad. I got to do music, and and then Stack was like, "That was the best night of my life too. So last night with my brother, and the last night I got to see, or the last day I got to see and feel the sun.
Yep.
That was the best day of my life too. So I thought that was just very like poetic and deep. And,
that had me in my feels. I said,
yeah, and also just like the creation of the 90s aesthetic for that scene.
Yes,
I appreciated.
LOL.
I appreciated that as well.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, just that was a cool way
Alien
to wrap up the movie. Yeah, still going strong in the 90s.
And see, that's why I would have just thrupled on there in the just a bit in the back. Alien stack it, and there's Patty. She chose to get turned. All right, so ratings: 3, 2, 1, 10. Which is I don't think have we ever either of us rated anything that high.
I think I've thrown a 9, but
I can't remember. Yeah, I gave it a 10, man. For me, it's one of those that's gonna stand out. Like, the first time you saw like Get Out. And it just was like refreshing and a period piece of like, this hasn't been done before in this way, and it's opened a whole new kind of area in my mind of what can be done with horror. I liked it that much. I'm gonna stand on the 10, which is I've never given anything a 10. But from the cinematography, it being shot on a 90 millimeter film in 2 different aspect ratios, with Michael B. Jordan playing 2 different characters, figuring out how to do that, to edit that, to direct, the score, the music, every actor, I don't care if they were an extra, everybody showed up and did their job to the fullest. This movie, it's so hard to see any area of improvement for me. And it just also, I'd probably give it a little bit higher because it inspires me to make more films of my own. Like, I know we've talked about, Burton and Burton and wanting to dive into horror and folklore and just see what it's like for 2 Black women to make film. And it just inspires me to see where we go and what sparks our mind. So for me, 10, man.
Yeah. Yes to everything you already said. I gave it a 9. Yeah, I think that this is definitely like a cinematic piece that will be talked about for a long time and be studied and modeled after. Like, it's up there. Like I said, it's reminding me of Django. It's reminding me of Lovecraft Country. Just like really beautifully well done art in the horror space. And I like I said, I do appreciate the character development, the backstories, the dynamics that led up to the horror of it all. For me, I think it could have been sprinkled through a little bit more to just keep momentum and engagement throughout, because like I feel like the first act, it could have been its own just like historical piece without horror at all. And like just been a mini series. Like, I would have watched that without any of the horror and just like wanted to learn more about the brothers and their time in Chicago and their time in the war. And, it could have been a mini series on its own of just like them reestablishing themselves in the South during Jim Crow and like
that's true,
restarting like that. I loved that story, but it just like wasn't giving what I was walking in expecting with the horror. And once the horror hit, it hit, and I appreciated it. The fact that Remick the vampire was drawn to the music and using music as a tool to control, kind of, and like, especially in that time period where it was just like, this music is the devil kind of thing. Like, that was like kind of a concept, and it's still a concept to this day that religious people use. But I gave it a 9, and
that's fair.
It's a good movie. Good job, Ryan Coogler. Congratulations on your first like original. You've hit it out the park with Black Panther and the other stuff he worked on, but like this
Fruitvale
original
Station, Creed. You were born to do this. Ryan Coogler is walking in his purpose, I will say.
And also shout out to the South and Mississippi and New Orleans. This is my New Orleans nod.
Okay, so what was your favorite? What's your favorite part? Now that we got the ratings, everything out the way, like, biggest takeaway.
I mean, I think we already talked about it. Like my favorite part was the ending in the Chicago bar with Sammy and Stack and Mary showing up, and for me that really came full circle, like full circle and a half, because you know, I thought it already come full circle from like the opening scene of Sammy walking into the church with the broken guitar and being battered and bloody, only to the end of the movie to him be back in that same church and like his dad asking him to like repent and like, you know, come back to the church and look what you've done to yourself, like you know, the devil's after you kind of thing. I mean, like Sammy did think that at one point. Like he even said, I think, like, my dad told me and I didn't listen, and like this is all my fault.
And it was happening. Like it wasn't not true. You know?
Right. But only for him to just drive off on that dirt road away from the farm, away from the church, for him to like start his own journey of being a blues player. Yeah. Also, and I'll say too, like there's a story about Robert Johnson. He's a blues singer. And actually the diner that I used to work at, some goodies, they used to, I don't know if they still do, they used to have a cheeseburger named after him. The Robert Johnson had blue cheese on it. But ode to Robert Johnson. Yes. But anyways,
that was actually one of my favorite parts, was I felt like in the beginning it was giving this nod to Robert Johnson. And you know, we've talked about before me wanting to make a horror film about the devil at the crossroads and kind of exploring that theme. So when it first started, I was like, it's someone's doing my idea. But but there was this heavy nod to blues and it being kind of the foundation for everything that a lot of music has become.
I think there's definitely some Robert Johnson influence in the movie for sure.
Absolutely. And like Papa Legba, you know, just beautiful. I love it. One of my other favorite parts was the black love. I loved seeing the black love and the play, you know, with Haley Steinfeld, because she said that she had found out that she is actually part black through doing this film. And I just thought that was really cool, to also just give the dynamics of that and how tricky it was to navigate someone being like, I can pass as white, but this is my family. I thought that was cool as hell. Like, they really did the women right in this film, and they showed the dynamics, that we're not just a monolith. I loved it. I loved the way that they treated women, and the presence of women in this film.
Smoke is taking out all the Klansmen and the racist people that roll up on him that he was fully expecting and anticipating. And then there's the moment of him and not Mary, what's her name? Annie. Yeah. The moment between he and Annie where she's breastfeeding their daughter that had passed, and she had said earlier how there's somebody waiting for me on the other side, so make sure, like, if before I actually turn, take me out so I'm not trapped. I'll need to go to the other side and see our daughter. And so the fact that like he had that moment of seeing her with the baby and died, when he was like seeing her and then was taken out of a trance by the fucking asshole guy that looks like the Penguin.
Yes.
I'm like, is that Colin Farrell? Colin.
In full Penguin.
Did you dress up as a penguin to play a Klansman, my guy? Look like the Penguin. Anyways, so he like, not only does he shoot him dead, but he's like,
he empties his Tommy gun
pow into the Penguin, to then like, I feel like rejoin his
Yeah.
wife Annie and their daughter in the
Yeah.
afterlife, because that's the thing too. Like when he killed Annie, because she was like, remember what I told you, and like you promised me.
Yeah.
And he kills her, and he doesn't want to, but he does it. And then Mary and Stack freak out because they're like, why would you do that? We're all
Yeah, and I
supposed to be
think that
vampires
they saw
together.
the plan wasn't going well. Yeah.
And that's why they took off.
Yeah.
So that the two of them could at least be together. They're like, we lost
Yeah.
Smoke, we lost Annie.
They're like, okay, this ain't gonna be all right. They might actually kill us.
All right, well, that's it for us. This was Sip and Scream, Burton and Burton reviewing Sinners.
Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe. If you like this Burton and Burton content, definitely leave a comment if you've seen Sinners, if you want to see Sinners, if you want recommendations. We're here to just review and sip with y'all and just enjoy movies. So we hope that we brought you a little bit of fun. And yeah, we've got other videos now, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.
Peace.